How we doing, everyone? MJS back again with another video here, another installment of the Our First Home series. Today is Thursday, December 30th. Amanda and I are here. New Year's Eve tomorrow night. Hello, Amanda.
Hi.
Hi.
This outfit is getting embarrassing.
Yeah. Amanda's gonna be doing some painting here. I'm gonna be in here. We got our beautiful couch. It's looking nice. Really enjoying the living room so far. Very soft. I just purchased an ottoman today as well, so that'll go right in there. It'll be a nice big, I don't know, just fluffy place to lay. I just wanted to start this quick little clip here. I don't know how much crazy work we're gonna do tonight necessarily. Tomorrow, my dad is coming in the morning. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be working on the lights, getting the lights to actually work right there. You know, there's 6 of them. And once we get that all wired up and everything, I'll talk a little bit about what we kind of got going on there, but we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna hopefully mount this big bitch on the wall here. And that'll be great. So our focus for tonight, Amanda is painting in the kitchen, trying to touch up some stuff there. And then I have at least 2 things in mind that I definitely wanna do. The first thing is, because we're gonna be mounting that TV, I want to, this is an Ethernet cable that we're honestly probably not even really gonna need, because we have a Google TV dongle. We're not gonna be using like the SmartCast feature on there, which could be wired, but we'll talk about that more probably when I get the TV up. But the point is that we have this drilled. It's fine. We could definitely still use it. It's gonna be a good idea to have that there just for longevity purposes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this cable way shorter than it is, and I'm gonna throw this little guy in here. So it'll look something like that when I'm done without the wire coming out of the bottom. And that'll be really cool, nice and clean there. So we'll have that ready to go, because if we hang that TV, I don't wanna be messing with it when the TV's up there. So we'll do that at some point here. And the other thing is this quarter round in the living room here, this side, that little bit there, and then all of this right here, it is not actually nailed to the baseboard yet. It's just kind of chilling there. I want to get that done with the little nail gun. The reason I haven't finished that yet is because you can kind of see there's like a little bit of a spacer down there and a spacer over here. Because when we were putting that, if you remember, when we were putting this first layer of boards in here, we were working from the hallway in, and it was kind of like moving slightly. It wasn't really a good backing because this board is only this big. I'm hoping that that's not going to be any more of an issue, because we have the rest of the floor laid out. If I have to leave a little spacer in there and then just, you know, kind of put this over it, you know, get this out of here and just leave like something like this down there, I will do that. But yeah, just something to kind of be aware of if you're going to try to do something like that. It's not bad. The floor looks great, and it's just weird when you have a small piece like that, like starting a room and whatever. But we're going to get that in there. The next thing that I might end up doing is over here. I might just, if I have some time or whatever and I finish that relatively quickly, just throw some screws in, because this is really quite squeaky over in this area here. You can kind of see some boards moving even. So definitely just want to kind of, you know, get this a little more stable, I guess, less squeaky would be fantastic. All right, so just real quick, while I'm here recording, I'm gonna like kind of run down what we're gonna do tomorrow with my dad. Obviously, we're gonna put a TV mount up there and put the TV there. That's relatively straightforward. I should probably figure out the dimensions and stuff exactly, so I know exactly where we want to put it. But that aside, real quick, what we're gonna do here is there's one switch here, and it doesn't do anything because this was a 3-way with one of those switches over there by the door, and it was to that plug, like a lamp outlet. That is just cut now. Like that doesn't do anything. That's always hot down there. What we're gonna do is we have all of these goodies over here, and we're gonna make a really nice system that is smart, and you know, we're just gonna do the best that we can with what we kind of have here. So to kind of summarize what we're looking at here, we have a 2-gang box. So we're gonna come over here, and we have just one now. We're gonna pull this box out of the wall. We're gonna put this guy in here, and then within this box, we're gonna have 2 Caseta smart dimmers, which are these guys right here. I'll leave links to everything in the description so you can kind of see what I'm talking about if you want to pick yourself up one as well. But these are going to be right in this box. And one of the switches is going to control like we'll say the front row of lights. And another one, I haven't figured out which side yet on the switch, but that's not important. The other switch is going to control the back row of lights. These are smart switches, meaning that the lights themselves, the little LEDs in the ceiling, those are quote unquote dumb. Like you can't communicate directly with the light, but you can communicate with whatever's on like that circuit in a sense, or like, you know, that switch, right? So if you have 3 lights on this switch, you can control the switch with your smartphone or your voice or whatever. The only caveat to that is you need to have the bridge, which we have over here. This is gonna be wired up downstairs next to our Hue bridge and next to our router and everything like that. I got the other thingy here. I want to make a whole video on the whole networking thing, but this is going to go downstairs. I'm going to plug this bridge into it. It's going to be good. It's going to work perfectly. So that's this right here. Then it's going to get this beautiful Lutron cover plate on it, and all of that is going to go right there. And then over there on that side, we're going to have a different kind of setup. So we'll have our wall plate or whatever. This right here is called a Pico remote for this Lutron Caseta system. And this is wireless. Like this is literally just a remote that you stick into this little special wall plate bracket thing, and then it goes into like a box, you know, just like this or any other box. So that's not super important, it's just the way that it goes in. But what this does is this is like another smart device, again, totally wireless, and it can connect to any, you know, any amount of these switches or any certain one or whatever. So the way that Lutron works, it's really cool. You should definitely take a look at it if you're looking for smart like switches and stuff like that. It's basically a 3-way switch, but you don't have like 3-way wires. Now in this case, obviously we're kind of replacing that, but this is just a little bit better, especially because what we're trying to do, make 2 lights into zones. I'm gonna skip all the other extra BS, and I'm just gonna tell you how this works. These 2 switches, first row of lights, second row of lights, wired up and everything like that. This thing is gonna be sitting over by the door over there, and I'm going to set it up to, like, when I turn this on, it turns both of these on. And when I turn it off, it turns both of these off. So over on this side, zone 1, zone 2, or like row 1, row 2. And then over here, this is 2, which we'll get to the other one in a second. But this is gonna be that little Pico remote. And if you turn it on, it's gonna turn all the lights on. If you turn it off, it's gonna turn all the lights off. Whew, that was a lot there. Okay, so that was the overview of what we're gonna do tomorrow. We gotta wire all that up. We gotta, you know, make this box into 2. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, the last thing I wanna talk about with this whole system here that we're doing and the stuff we're working on with this little lighting project is there's another switch right here, and it goes outside. There's just like a little, it's technically this one, but you know, another switch, the other switch in this box here is the outside exterior light. I have tried to find, and I'm trying not to go into super depth on this because this isn't a Caseta review necessarily, but these switches here, these little smart dimmers, they don't need a neutral wire, which is something that's, without, again, super technical, it's just a wire in your box that most older homes don't have. Newer homes will probably have them, but it gives like extra power, extra current constantly going to the switch, which if it's like a smart switch, kind of makes sense that you need like a little bit of extra power to communicate, you know, smartly, if you will. So I've been trying to find this switch that's just an on and off and not a dimmer for that exterior light. And I found one, but it's like, if you buy it on Amazon, it's like $150. I'll put a link and like, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So you can kind of see the difference between these little dimmers and this thing that I'm talking about. But there's one that is like, it's like regular price, the same as these, like $50 or whatever. But that one needs a neutral wire. We don't have a neutral wire. So if you want the other one, like the Pro one, or the one that like, you know, you don't need that for, then yeah, you need to pay like $150. I mean, I found it cheaper in other places, but I haven't purchased it yet. So the point of this is it's not gonna be fully complete, but I'm gonna need to wire something else up over there or figure something out for that exterior one, because I was thinking maybe just get like a dumb switch, but at the same time, maybe I get a smart bulb. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. We'll figure it out. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. But that is what we're gonna take care of mainly tomorrow. I'm gonna get to work and do some of this stuff, measure up this TV, take care of the quarter round and all that, and we'll check back in with you soon. Alrighty, quick clip, just wrapping up the night here. I don't know what time it is. What time is it, like 10 or so? Like 10. Did some stuff. Amanda's chilling on the sick couch. Sweet. So I took care of this quarter round. It's all nailed into the wall there, down at the bottom, looking fresh. Got that piece, got this long piece here. Might need to take a little bit of a paintbrush or a little paint sponge thing, just get a couple pieces here and there, just because like the nails kind of make a little bit of tiny holes. But overall, it's looking very nice. We tried to play around with the TV placement. So like the top of that cardboard to like the bottom right here is roughly the width, or I'm sorry, the height. So I don't know, I was just messing around with this a lot. And where that reason there's a piece of blue tape right here across the bottom is because that's like the lowest that we could go before you start to like, that's like the top of these, that outlet over there and the top of this thing to the top of this tape is like the, you know, the height of the TV, roughly somewhere around there. We put those things up there and I think we did a little too early and maybe they're a little high, but I don't know. I've heard so many things about TVs being too high. I was watching like some videos and looking at some Reddit threads and I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. We'll probably end up putting it either right there, maybe a little bit lower or something, but we'll tilt it too and it's going to be fine. It's not like it's all the way up on the ceiling. It's just, you know, it's kind of weird. I just didn't realize that. I guess people mount TVs lower than I anticipated, expected. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Gonna have a TV there. Gonna have a sound bar mounted underneath like the mount. Like it's all gonna be on one thing. It's gonna fully articulate, so it'll kind of like turn over to like the couch area. It's gonna be cool. The wires are gonna be behind it. You're not gonna see anything like below or anything. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, and then I actually just finished putting this little guy together. So this little Ethernet jack, cut the cable, and kind of like punched it down in there. Hopefully that works because I have zero way to test that right now. But yeah, and then Amanda was in here painting, just painting away. It looks a little weird with the lighting, but white looks beautiful, especially in this kitchen. Yeah, I can't really get this to color any differently, but trust me, it's pretty cool. And yeah, so we're working. And tomorrow, like I said, my dad is gonna be here. We're gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna do TV, lights, and I told Amanda, she got very excited when I told her that I think we just ordered the shades and everything yesterday. We ordered 9 shades for $600, all like custom and everything like that. I'll put a link to Blindster in the description because I mean they had a sale, and I think it might have been the last day, but still a great place to get shades and stuff. But we're excited for those to come in. And once those are all in, it's almost done. You know, I mean, like a lot of the big things. So we're excited, aren't we? Yeah, we're excited to go to sleep. So, yeah. But that's it for tonight. We'll see you in the morning. Alrighty, today's Friday, December 31st. It's New Year's Eve. We're here early. Obviously, we slept here. Dad's coming. We're going to do a lot of work. I had an idea, though. I woke up and I asked Google. Don't trigger anything. I asked the G devices how warm it was, because I thought last time my dad was here it was really warm, and we thought, oh, we should have put that light up outside. And I will show you what I mean. And it's like still 50-ish degrees somehow. I don't know. Very slow start to winter, but I'm not complaining about it. So we have this light out here, and if you remember, it's like controlled like on a switch. It's controlled by like this switch here, and then like another 3-way upstairs. Very weird setup. We're gonna deal with the electrical portion of that. But like the actual fixture here is right outside, and it's just, I put these yellow bulbs in it. It's kind of like broken a little bit there, the sensor and all that. I'm gonna see if, my initial thought here before my dad gets here is just kind of like do some research, and like this thing isn't that hard to put together. I mean, I watched a little tutorial on it. It looks, you know, fancy or whatever. It has the camera and shit, but like this part of it, you know, underneath the actual cover there, it's nothing crazy. So I'm gonna try to just do a little bit of research here, see if I can get, you know, cut the power, pull that off, and see what's kind of we're looking at there. Because the one thing that I saw and thought about is if there's not a junction box there somehow, then it might be a little bit more difficult to deal with. But I'm hoping there is. It's just, hopefully it's in the wall. We'll see. Let's take a look. Okay, I turned the power off. Well, I turned the switch off. I made sure there's no power in the, sockets or whatever. Then I took 2 Phillips screws out, and this is what I, have here. And so let me get a step up on the ladder here. So this is what we're looking at. We got a cluster of little wires here. Looks like we got some, a black and a white to one, black and a white to another. All this shit here kind of gets connected. And I guess these maybe are like kind of extension cables or like part of it or whatever. And then basically this is what we care about. Obviously these 2 wires coming out of here. I'm probably gonna untwist these, pull all of this off, and then clean this little thing out here. There is a junction box, obviously it's in the wall here, you can see. I'm just hoping that that new mounting plate that is included with the Google light fits to these. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it was designed for like a circular box, but yeah, let's take a look. All right, well, it's been a hell of a New Year's Eve already here. Hours of work with my dad and I. We were outside, actually. I got to show that. We replaced the thing out there. I was talking about that. I can't remember. This is what happens. I just work all day and I can't remember what the hell I talked about. I'm pretty sure we talked a little bit about the floodlight out there. I'll show it because it's done, obviously. We finished that first. Then we came inside and we were working on the lights in here, which... Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Those 1960s builders that really did not believe in ceiling lighting or didn't have the ability to or whatever, they are rolling in their graves because we got lights in the ceiling. This place is looking phenomenal. I still haven't set up the little Lutron guys here, but that's what we got. We got 2 Lutron Caseta dimmers here. Over there, I didn't fully put it in yet, but I'm gonna have the little Pico remote that is on the wall. Talked a little bit about that. I didn't buy that other switch yet. We talked all about that the other day there. I gotta still kind of figure all that out. But this is looking pretty nice. We got 6 lights. It was a pain in the ass to do that. And obviously we have our little switches here where we can kind of dim one. These go off very slow. I wonder if you can change that. You can kind of see. Let me get a shot of that because I didn't know that. You see how this is? There's like a light here, right? And then you can press off and it goes off really slow. You saw how it traveled down, but like if you turn it on, it goes on really fast. I'm hoping that in the app you can change that just because it's a little weird how slow the lights turn off, but it's not really a big deal at the end of the day, but that's just my thought on that. Yeah, why don't we go check out the thing in the back, because that's pretty freaking cool. But first, let me just talk about this. We also kind of just screwed in this thing up here. Really annoying. I guess they gave me screws that like are just regular screws that were going to go into a box. But my dad had these ones because that wasn't going to work because there's no box behind here. There's just a hole. So hopefully this thing works, and this is kind of ugly looking compared to the other things. But it doesn't really matter because there's gonna be a TV in front of that. And speaking of that, we didn't hang it because we're kind of like just tired from doing all the other shit. Amanda and I are probably gonna try to hang this ourselves though, because I don't think it's gonna be that difficult. It's not that, I mean, it's heavy in the box, but a TV's only like 50 pounds. And the way you're supposed to do it, if you hang a TV correctly, I actually don't think it's that hard. We have hung some TVs in the past, not good. Just like trying to like jerry rig it up there with no anchor things. And if you put the rails on the back of the TV, and then put the thing on the wall, the actual mount part, and then you pull it out a little bit. You grab the TV, you set it on the mount, and then you tighten it. That's the way to do it. But we'll update you on that. We're definitely gonna eat some food because I'm starving. Amanda's on her way back here. I'm gonna clean up in here. I'm gonna try to touch up some of these little things. We gotta put the little cover plates on and stuff, but we're moving. This room, just about there. Just about there. All right, so we're outside real quick. I'm gonna take a look at this floodlight. It might turn on. I don't know that. I can turn it on though with my phone. But look at this guy. Oh my gosh. It's a little like large and long, but it's got a camera on it. It's got a floodlight on it. And if I'm really good, I remember how to turn this on quickly. Look at this. Whoa. Whoa. That thing's pretty bright. It's obviously not that dark out here, but That is really nice. The camera quality is pretty good. The camera like size, or like the, you know, the part of it that you get to see, turned it off there. One problem that we have, I'll talk about that in a second, but like as far as like, you know, the camera angle and everything like that, I mean, it's pretty good. You can kind of see like the whole, you know, backyard and everything. The one bad part, whoa, bad lighting. The one bad part currently that we have, whoops, not this isn't the bad part, that's the cool as fuck part. The one bad thing that we have right now about that light out there is I need to put some tape on like there's two switches that actually control that, because I didn't do that yet. Like we didn't do that part of it. But we might have to just like wire them just hot straight through and no switch or whatever. I don't know what we're gonna do there, but as long as you don't turn the switches off, the thing works. So yeah, that's exciting. But I don't know, good day today. We're gonna try to get this TV up on the wall, like I said, so we can watch the ball drop at midnight or whatever. So let's get to work. How we doing? Happy New Year. We are in the living room here. It's midnight, a little bit past midnight. Technically January 1st, 2022, but I'm still operating on December 31st time. So just wanted to make this quick clip here with an update on the living room. We had a tremendous amount of help today. We got an incredible amount of stuff done. It's looking absolutely phenomenal. Obviously it's well lit, as we talked about earlier with the lights, but now not only that, we also have a beautiful television mounted on the wall here. This is a Vizio MQ7 70-inch TV. I will put the link to that and the lights and everything like that in the description if you want to check the stuff out. This was a beast to kind of get installed and everything. It looks pretty big. It's beautiful. Like I said, obviously we got all the shit taken out over here, so I'll try to give you a wide angle, even though there's not much of a wide angle to do here, but it looks great. I mean, I'm very excited about this room. Gotta kind of bring it together a little bit with a couple more things. Got an area rug we're gonna grab, just so it's, you know, a little nicer there on the feet. And then we're gonna get a ottoman. We already ordered the ottoman, but furniture takes a long ass time to come in, so a little ottoman for in the middle there somewhere. It's gonna be a nice spot to just kind of chill out at. I gotta deal with all this paper and junk over here from the various things that we did, but running through this real quick. First of all, huge shout out to Anthony and Lauren. They came over, they were chilling. Anthony helped me tremendously get this. You might have saw him in both of them really in the vlogs the other day when we were doing some painting, but we just, you know, kind of went ham on this here. We got the, this might not look like a lot, but the kind of the situation was I bought the mount, which again, I'll leave links for this stuff too. This is a mount from Echo Gear, pretty solid, very heavy duty for bigger TVs like this. And they make TVs like kind of relatively light. I mean, this isn't super heavy. It's only maybe like 50 pounds or something. But like back in the day, like this you definitely would have needed something like this. Just quick random things. I kind of like this mount. I always like full articulating mounts because you can kind of like do whatever you want with it, you know, tilt and all that sort of shit. I don't understand why people just put like mounts on their wall where like they can only like do this or something. They can't like move it around because I don't know. I just like the option to put it literally anywhere because you could be sitting over there, you could be sitting over here, like whatever. So that's why we went with this. It's looking great. Went up pretty easily for the most part. We had to kind of find the studs. I thought we put the outlets a little too high. They kind of are a little too high. You know, they could have been lower, we'll say that, but they're not in a bad spot. The TV's so damn big. You know, it still sits at a reasonable height. It's not like in the ceiling. There's no problem with where it's at, especially with a little bit of tilt. It looks fine, it looks great, but I was just like extremely like overanalyzing all of that when we were kind of doing everything, and we were trying to, you know, research all that and stuff. But this is the big mount from Echo Gear, and then the reason that it kind of took us even a little bit more extra time and energy and thought is because we also added this, which is like, I think it's called US mount, something or other. Again, link in the description. I will, because I'll put it down there because this is for the sound bar that we will inevitably be getting, which I was looking into, Vizio like sound bar thing that has like a, it has like a subwoofer and like 2 little external speaker things. Didn't get that yet, but at some point we're gonna put the sound bar right on there. We're just gonna mount it up, and no other wires or anything like that. It'll all be behind the TV and up in the top there. But we wanted to put that on there just because, so it's on there when we're ready to go. And so we had to put that behind the thing, the rails and everything for the mount. Then we had to get it on the TV. Then we had to figure out how high we wanted this. And ultimately, it's kind of just, I don't know, about the bottom of the TV. Just for reference, the bottom of the TV is about at waist level. And I think it's fine. This room is about 11 feet wide. TV's 70 inches. If you do the math, there's a lot of calculators and stuff online that like I looked at to try to figure all that out. Just, kind of eyeball it at the end too. Just make sure that it doesn't look like you're not like craning your head up like this. But it looks great. Super happy with it. The last thing that I think I'll round out with here is we don't have cable. I mentioned that before. We're not even going to use SmartCast, which is the Vizio like operating system. I've had it before. I've used it before. TVs in my parents' house and stuff like that. We're going to use this. This is a Chromecast. Technically, it's called a Chromecast with Google TV. So you plug that in an HDMI port, plug it into power, you connect it to internet. It's just like probably familiar with like a Fire Stick. It's just like that. It has this little remote on here. And then this is pretty much all we'll need. So like turn it on or whatever. Sometimes it's a little finicky with like the turn on thing from what I can tell. I just normally spam the home button. And then, boom. So it looks beautiful. It works. I really like it because we have Google stuff everywhere else. We have the flood cam. We got all this other stuff. And I'm just a Google guy at this point. So I have like you can see it at the top there. It's like signed into your Google account. And then actually, amazingly, I didn't get like a clip of this or anything, but even really cool. Like you go to log in to apps on this Google TV thing, and because you're logged into your Google account, like it actually uses like the if you're familiar with like an Android phone or like Google Chrome and it says like, hey, do you want to use a saved password? It actually does that on the TV. Pretty cool, because it's basically just Android TV, right? Branded as Google TV. I don't know, just really nice. I was really happy about that. The one downside that I will mention right now that I've already been looking at and kind of I'm a little irked at is that we have a Google Nest Cam, the floodlight thing. We have the doorbells. You can't see any of that on TV as of now, but you could see like the older ones. So at some point, hopefully they do that where you can just say, hey, show me the front door or whatever. Can't necessarily do that just yet, which is kind of shitty because that was annoying because I thought we were going to be able to do that. But small thing, and hopefully they're going to fix that. So that's all I got. This is pretty sick. Living room looks great. Really all coming together. Got a nice TV there now. Got to figure out the sound bar situation because once we got that sound bar and the speakers in the back and the subwoofer and everything, Amanda and I and friends, we can watch some cool movies with some nice, sound as well. We got the shades coming. This place is gonna look sick. That's it. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Good night.